Thanks, everybody. I know it's a busy day. I know everybody's got a lot of things on their agenda for the day, but we appreciate you making time to join us for our announcement today. I'm Alan Bestwick. Happy to be here today as moderator and MC. We have on the stage the chairman of the Penske Corporation, Mr. Roger Penske, and the chairman and chief executive officer of PPG, Mr. Tim Knavish. And we'll shortly be joined by two-time NASCAR Cup Series champion Joey Logano, driver of the Shell Pennzoil Ford for Team Penske. Our announcement today is an extension and, in fact, an expansion of one of the longest-running and most successful partnerships in motorsports, PPG, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and Team Penske, extending their agreement to work together both here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway with Team Penske on the NASCAR side and with Team Penske on the Indy Cup side. Of course, PPG's been involved here, Roger, with the Speedway and with your team for a long, long time, an expansion and extension of an association. Your thoughts?
Well, welcome, everybody. It's great to sit up here. I didn't get a chance to after the 500, but to be able to be here today and talk about partnerships, which is obviously the success of our business for many, many years. And I think I go back, we talked about it earlier, many, many years back in Cleveland, Ohio, when I met Fred Rue, and we had the Ditzler 150 at Trenton. Now, some of you probably weren't born at that point, but that was many years ago. And then following that, 30 years ago, we made our first partnership with PPG. And I think that when you think about it, and I look around the track here and think about what we've been able to accomplish at the Speedway, certainly has been the partnerships we've had. As you know, Gamebridge has been a big partner here with Tony and the team before we got here. But I'd have to say, as we look at PPG and committing for us for the next 5 years for the 400-mile NASCAR race, the PPG 400 is amazing. And then the continuation, obviously, with IndyCar and our race team. So it's not very often that you have people today make that kind of a commitment. But as most of you know, that we've tried to balance our business-to-business relationships with the companies we do business with. And there's no question that as we have been in the automobile business, people damage their cars and need to be fixed, and they need to be painted. So we say for every lap we run on the track, we're going to buy another quart of paint. So that's kind of the commitment we have. But that's turned out to be a tremendous relationship. And certainly, Tim, you and your team, not only here but around the world, you know, we're doing business. So these are the kind of commitments that partnerships make that help us make this track and the Indianapolis Motor Speedway and the series, and certainly all of racing, certainly as people like yourself and your company. So personally, I want to thank you for, you know, what you've done individually and collectively, the whole team that we have here.
Tim, being in association with Team Penske, with Indianapolis Motor Speedway, it's been a long time. It's now being continued. Your thoughts on your company's relationship with this wonderful place?
Yeah, it's, I think 1994 was our first association here at Indy and with the Brickyard. And, you know, as Roger said, it's been a fantastic, not only relationship, business partnership, friendship. We enjoy seeing the races together. We enjoy what happens here at the track before, during, and after the race. I would say, and, you know, we operate in 74 countries around the world, so we've got partnerships around the world. There is none stronger than what we have with Team Penske on the Indy side, the NASCAR side, and of course here at IMS. So we're very proud. We're very excited about, you know, signing up through the continuation through the end of this decade, because it's not just business, it's friendship, and it truly is a partnership. The first Penske relationship, I believe, was 1984 with PPG, right. Which I was in my first year of college in 1984, so I can't take credit for starting it. But it's been my whole 37 years with the company. It's been an unwavering partnership, and expect that to continue going forward. Yes, some of it's business, but a lot of it is more about friendship, partnership, and supporting each other.
And making an entrance. Ladies and gentlemen, the two-time NASCAR Cup Series champion Joey Logano, all outfitted and ready to go on the day. Thanks, champ, for showing up. And we've just announced the extension and expand. I know, I can't let that off the hook that easy.
Good things I knew what the announcement was. Before everybody, so that's good.
Good to be prepared. So your thoughts on this partnership announcement?
Absolutely. Well, this is obviously a very exciting announcement. I'm sure I'm probably going to say some of the things that they've already said, but when you think about the long-term relationship that has been with PPG and Team Penske, and the relationships that are built throughout that time, whether it's in business or off the track and out of business, and just the friendships that are along with that, the things that we've done for charity together over the past years with the Joey Logano Foundation has been very impactful to a lot of foster kids that we support. So when you think about all those relationships and all those things that we've been able to do off the track, the on the track stuff kind of speaks for itself. When you think about the amount of wins, and I'm sure I don't even know the numbers of the amount of wins and success that there's been over the course of time. When you think about the IndyCar Series and the NASCAR racing program as well, having their sticker on our car means a lot. So I think when you think of relationships that last that long, it's got to work on both ends, right? It's got to be a good deal. And I think when you see this partnership, there's no doubt that it works both from a business-to-business relationship, but also on the racetrack.
You know, Alan, just to put it in perspective, many of you have been coming here for a number of years, and if you took the walk with me when we first bought the track, and you walked around the track and you looked at under the grandstands and you looked at a lot of the areas here, what did it need?
Paint.
Needed paint. So, of course...
That was the easiest question I've ever been asked, Roger.
That was, my first call was to Bill Shaw, right? One of the leaders at PPG, and I would say that really, Tim, the place has never looked better, and thanks for your guys' commitment. That's just one part of the relationship, to think that they stepped up on day one to help us make this a better place for our guests.
Business to business.
Yes.
For sure. We have a few minutes to take a few questions. We have microphones. Please tell us your name and affiliation, and we'll keep it moving along. And everybody obviously has a schedule to keep today. We'll start with Bruce over here.
Bruce Martin, NBC Sports and Forbes Sports Money. You guys have been the masters of the B2B relationship. When you get involved with how it's spread across so many different companies, sports teams, leagues, how does all that factor in from a business standpoint of what goes where in product placement and things that go to the dealership, things that go to the race team, how it benefits everybody?
Yeah, maybe I'll take it from a PPG standpoint, and I'd love to hear the other guys' view as well. It's frankly an easy decision for us because we trust these guys so much. From a business standpoint, if you look at today, we've got hundreds of customers of ours in various businesses that are racing fans, and they're getting some special access and special treatment. So it helps us build relationships outside of say traditional paths. Occasionally, these guys do ding their cars up a little bit, so that needs paint. But we work together with Roger's network of dealerships and body shops. We work with Penske Vehicle Services and the work that they do to refurbish cars, as well as add special features to new vehicles, and all of that fits well with our business model of protecting and beautifying the world, and protective and beautifying vehicles. So we have many tentacles to the relationships. It goes outside the U.S. borders. We're a global company, as is Penske. So it's far beyond. This is a great part of the relationship, but it goes far beyond that.
Mr. Penske?
Well, I think when you look at the support that we get from PPG, we allocate that, based on, where we are. I mean, some races, we have a PPG car, and others we don't. So we kind of look at it, really is what areas do we want to invest into PPG per particular weekend. there might be a market. Detroit is good because they can have a lot of their Detroit customers there. We can run a PPG car. And then beyond that, the support and equipment. One thing we don't talk about is the investment that they make with us when we go into a new market, the investment they make in equipment. So that's really important to us, too, that the equipment that we're using, and they amortize that over maybe a 5 or a 10-year period. So to me, the capital that they provide us is amazing.
And last question, when in February 2020 you announced the extension of partnerships that you wanted to shore up the support for the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. You've done that with Shell Pennzoil. You've done it here with PPG. They're a very important part of this weekend and also during the month of May. And how important was it to see that foundation strengthen going all the way back to 2020 to today?
Well, Bruce, I think when you look at the investment we've made here, probably 50, 60 million since we've taken over the track, this capital that we've gotten from these major sponsors has been critical for us to be able to continue that, on a basis that we don't say no, we say yes, and we have a project. You look at what we've been able to do with screens down for the people on the mounds. What we've done in a number of other areas here, I think, is key. So I think it's a total capital involvement that we have and allocation, quite honestly, which we get from these major relationships we have on a business basis.
Any other questions? Can't let Joey go without asking about racing. You're getting ready to run the Brickyard 400 presented by PPG. You're already suited up, ready to go. Your thoughts on what to expect today?
Absolutely. Well, this is, anytime you come to Brickyard, this is one of the races that every driver wants to check off and say, I've kissed the bricks, and come very close many times. And I'm hoping today's the day that we're able to pull our Mustang across the start-finish line first and be able to accomplish that. But obviously, today is probably a little bit more special for a Penske driver than it is others, considering everybody here, right? You see everybody here doing this announcement right before. You brought up Shell and Pennzoil. A lot of our partners, Hunt Brothers, everybody is here today to watch this race and get the experience, the full experience of seeing what Team Penske does at a racetrack like this. So I think everyone's enjoyed it. I met quite a few of them this morning already. I told them there's a better place to meet, and it's just right over there in Victory Lane. So hopefully we can do that after the race. But definitely going to be a fun one. A lot of interesting things that can happen throughout this race. Strategy is of the utmost importance. Execution of the day, making sure that we do everything correctly as far as restarts, pit stops, and the strategy will be the ultimate things today to make sure that we position our car in the front by the time the pay window opens up. So looking forward to it. Excited about this partnership as well, and many more celebrations in the future.
Mr. Penske, the build-up since the announcement that this race would return to the oval track, now the response to it as we get ready to wave the green flag. Your thoughts on today's event and overall the Brickyard 400 presented by PPG?
Well, I think a lot of you here in the press have seen some of the news that we put out. Our race attendance today will probably be 20 to 25% higher than it was in 2019, the last time that we were on the oval. I think the number of tickets we sold this last week, we would go back, probably 11 or 12 years, just the interest. So, I think the sport, the Speedway, what we've been able to do here has made a big difference. And I think the race yesterday looked like a good one from the standpoint of competition. We hope that that'll continue here today. But a lot of interest, a lot more sponsorship, people wanting to be here. We have camping now with motorhomes inside that we didn't have before, which has been very interesting to see how that's taken up. So one other thing that Tim didn't mention, I'll mention it for it. PPG is a great company giving back. And to the PVA today, they donated a truck that they'd put together to the PVA, which for one of their individuals. So these are the things that the sponsors, as Joey talked about his foundation, it's one thing. It's great to have your sticker on the car or have a banner or what we have maybe in Capitol. But I think this whole giving back, we've tried to do this, as at the track during COVID, being able to vaccinate people. We had a funeral here. We had obviously, the town of Speedway. couldn't have their graduation. We had that here where everybody drove around the track. They got out, yard of bricks, and got their diploma. These are the things that we're trying to show you we're real people. We love this place. We're racers really at heart, but I think these partnerships go way beyond just a dollar going across the desk for sure.
Gentlemen, we thank you for your time today on what is a busy day. We're excited about the announcement, and we thank you very much. Joey Logano, Mr. Tim Knavish, Chief Executive Officer of PPG, and the Chairman of the Penske Corporation, Mr. Roger Penske. Thank you all.
Thank you, guys.
All right, thank you, guys.